My lords, it's delightful to be back in your lordship's house after our brief break and to hear so many excellent speeches today. And it's delightful that so few are as partisan and as inaccurate as the one that I now follow. But it is particularly delightful since that break contained elections at national, regional and local levels, at which the voters showed great support for the Green Party, with our candidates finishing a clear third in most mayoral races, second in Bristol, and 90 council seat gains, as well as, of course, 8 MSPs in Holyrood. Unfortunately, however, our representation here today doesn't reflect those results. Respecting the topic divisions for each day's debate, we'll be putting out in the media the speeches Green peers might have made on the days my noble friend and I are not getting the chance to represent all of those voters. But it's great to welcome the noble lady Baroness Blake of Leeds, who's joined our also underrepresented northern numbers today, and echo her thoughts on the great damage done by the overconcentration of power and resources in Westminster. Which, changing that, does not mean the government deciding which voters will be rewarded with the occasional airdrop of pork barrels. In my 5 minutes today, rather than skidding across the issues of economy, business, health and education, asking if Dylan ate the oven-ready social care bill, pointing out the fallacies of the free port idea, and welcoming the embrace of lifelong learning while echoing Baroness Morris of Yardley's concerns about the government deciding what people will study, and adding my own concerns about loading people with even more debt, I'm going to focus on one missing bill under the heading of economy and business, and one grossly flawed bill under health. Yesterday, I joined the APPG on Future Generations, hearing from Nobel Economics Laureate Professor Angus Deaton, demonstrating that in the US, a 4-year degree is as protective of death from COVID as vaccination. That's not because of knowledge, but that the jobs that the degree opens up, or to put it another way, the poor quality, low pay, insecurity, and lack of respect attached to too many jobs in the UK as in the US, a quality of jobs that is demonstrably deadly. In the last Queen's speech, the country was promised an employment bill. In 2019, the government consulted on plans for workers to have a right to reasonable notice of their schedules and compensation if shifts were cancelled without due notice. Plenty of Tory MPs have expressed support for the campaign group Pregnant Then Screwed, reflecting huge problems of gender discrimination in the workforce that urgently need legal redress. Rather than talking about creating good jobs or just doing that, we need a law to help ensure that every worker is in a good job, one with a real living wage, providing a secure income and a certainty of working hours that allows planning for childcare, community commitments, for life. Ideally, one that has a 4-day working week as standard with no loss of pay. And that requires legislation, the employment bill missing in yesterday's speech. Many US jurisdictions have brought in fair workweek laws. Spain just this week agreed to a law protecting delivery workers, where on employment rights, as in so many other areas, not world leading, but trailing the pack, even behind the United States. Now I turn to one bill that was in the speech, the Health and Social Care Bill. Its elevator pitch is that it's about integrating care. Who could argue with that? Well, beware buzz phrases. For the direction of travel of the NHS, a direction already imposed without legislative or parliamentary scrutiny or decision, is Americanisation, the implementation of the world's most expensive, least effective approach to health. The NHS, England's chief executive, told the Health Select Committee that the bill will be, quote, a welcome recognition of where the health service will have moved to, end quotes. I'd put a question to the members of your Lordship's House, particularly concerned with process. Is that really how our national jewel, our NHS, is supposed to be run? Shouldn't the law and the democratic oversight come first? What's meant by integrated is agonisingly clear. It's a cover for a level of funding that's less than is needed, and services centralised with the cover of the need for increasing specialisation. Caroline Malloy, editor of Open Democracy, expressed the feeling of many communities. I get fed up with the politicians telling me that I will have better care if they close my local hospital. The government, I'm sure, won't be saying it, but that's what this vision of the NHS means. Now, noble lords might notice that I haven't talked about climate and nature, this not being the allocated day for it. But in the other place and in the media, Green MP Caroline Lucas is showing more what could and should have been in the Queen's speech. 5 bills to allow our country and planet to thrive. As Greens, we work as a team, and I look forward to that team being much larger soon. Thank you, my lords.